drinking at 40?
I mean, I was gonna have to sit. I mean, I just brought it for. It's the first Juneteenth, man. I gotta black it up.
Black it up.
No, nigga. No, nigga. You know what I mean? Get me on here for the first no, nigga. You know what I mean? The first no, nigga.
Yeah. I'm gonna have my drink a little bit because I ain't trying to believe me. I ain't gonna have too much because I like your apartment. I'm sure you like your apartment.
What do you mean?
I don't want to start fighting.
Why would you stop? Who you want to fight?
Bruh.
Myself.
Chill.
I hate my black ass bitch. You know what I mean?
I hate my gums because they black.
Come on now. We all know with this plus that.
All right, well, don't drink that shit, nigga. Drink that shit in your basement.
My basement just got redone.
Oh, you can't do that.
You can't fuck your shit up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna fuck this
fight on the deck.
Right.
Be swinging like Trey.
Right. Like, what happened?
Oh,
knock out everybody in the house and shit. It's like, oh god,
what the fuck are you doing over here? B.A. Baracus? You know what I mean?
I'm enjoying the first Juneteenth.
Yeah, like you just can't look like you going to a fucking carnival. You know what I mean? The fucking Caribbean festival.
Hey, it's our flag at Carnival. We don't have a flag, but
and we still ain't got one.
Nigga man.
Nigga man. Y'all got shades on and shit. Yo, there's no piece of sun out this bitch. Nigga man.
Afro nigga man. To the way, my nigga.
That's the picture for this week's segment.
Yeah. Nigga man. Dun, 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 dun.
Perfect, yo. Nigga man.
They gonna kill me for this.
Hey, yo, you ain't got a fan that can make that shit blow? Hold on. I'm gonna have to be like that. Oh, you
Dun 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 dun.
to save the Negro race.
Nigga man.
Enough was like this or fucking versus.
Yo, nigga man is crazy.
Oh man. And plus in honor of the homie Norm, you know, double black.
Double black. That's a hell of a nickname. Yeah, so since we're here, how do you feel about, you know, Juneteenth being
federally recognized?
Yes.
It's good and it's bad. It's great because, you know, it's our holiday. Because like my shirt says, our ancestors were not free in 1776, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you said on our joint, like for my family, we didn't recognize it. It was a thing for people in Texas and in Louisiana. Then it spread. All right, cool. All right, we got a holiday, but we still don't have an anti-hate crime bill. The Asians got theirs. They was getting beat up and they signed that shit into law quick. We still don't have true police reform. We still don't have true education reform. And so it was kind of like, you know, we like, hey, stop shooting us. Here's a holiday. There you go. And they want to acknowledge Juneteenth, but they don't want to talk about the reasons why Juneteenth even exists. Like in Florida, that fucking shitbag governor signed into law he banned teaching of critical race theory because he said it feels like it teaches young kids to hate the police and hate the government. But you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, everything pertaining to the indigenous people, Latinos, Hispanics, people of African descent has just been nothing but hate, discrimination. You know what I'm saying? So how can you sit here and say, don't like the government? Nigga, the government's been beating us the fuck up.
Facts.
I mean, the only thing that they're saying is,
you can adjust this. That way you ain't got to move forward.
Nigga, just be happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we're not going to give you a lot of shit. We'll give you this and be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's to pacify us.
And y'all celebrate everybody else's holiday. We'll give you a day off from work.
Right.
Nigga, be happy.
a lot of people is like, I don't really like how white people getting paid for this.
I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not going to be anything else. Nigga, take this and be happy.
And that's it. Somebody made a good point and said that white people are going to treat this like they do Cinco de Mayo.
I mean, we treat Cinco de Mayo with no respect.
It's not about us.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't, just for that reason.
Yeah.
But
But
I mean,
they make
in general,
a mockery
in
of,
general,
of
yeah.
them, like the hats.
It's just
and,
the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's,
Right.
We don't know our own culture.
Right.
So as long as we don't know ourselves, it don't matter what they give us. We don't know our own. We don't know our own history.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter. This is just like a Band-Aid. Here, take this cut over.
Yep. Yeah.
This big ass wound that you've been.
You'll get over it. I gave you something.
Yeah. We've been
You know what I
cutting
mean?
you with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're gonna put this Band-Aid over this goddamn whipping that we put on your back for
Exactly.
the last 400 years. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's.
I mean,
and here's a little Neosporin too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
right.
So it don't burn his back.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe this is going to grow into
So what? So what? So now you're saying that this is something that 1865 was when it was, right?
Right.
2 years later is when Juneteenth is what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Because 2 years later, the slaves in Texas did not know that they were free.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Now you're talking about 2 years later in American soil that they allowed this to go on. How many years is that from now? You know what I mean? So if you're talking about a change, we ain't seeing this shit in our lifetime. We just seeing this shit in the lifetime of what our grandparents
Right.
ain't even see.
And maybe that's
We're
the
talking about segregation that only was 40 years ago,
right.
50 years ago.
Right.
And we still haven't beat that. You know what I mean?
But maybe
We're still facing this.
that's the optimism. You know, me being optimistic.
An optimistic nigga. You know what I mean? Because that's all we go by.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
the optimistic niggas
But
on
what?
this planet.
But we can't.
A change is going to come.
Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel you. I feel you because at the end of the day, you know,
just said it. They created a bill for Asian Americans,
and signed it like that.
but we've been getting our ass whipped on this soil way before they've been here.
Right.
And we still getting our ass whipped. Lynched and killed with no fucking, it's nothing that goes against them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They did sacrifice one cop though.
Yeah.
They got one.
Yeah. One.
One.
You might use one.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Hella songs for this.
I feel you. And at the end of the day, man, I agree with you. But you know, I'm still gonna put on my red, black, and green, my Black Panther watch, and turn Killer Mike up, driving through these Jewish neighborhoods.
And they just gonna say, "Look at this crazy nigga."
Look at this
Pretty
crazy
much.
And let's call the police because it's too late for this nigga to be driving 10 o'clock at night. You know what I mean?
Honey, double blacks outside. Call the police.
Hell yeah, we can't win for losing. But you know, power to the people.
Black power. Start the episode like this.
Previously on Baltimore County Forever Podcast.
Oh, yo, see, this is why my young boy called us old.
It's this nigga fault. Hey, yeah.
Excuse the grace.
Shout out my nigga Tay Hendricks, right? That nigga called us old.
Damn.
He said we don't know nothing about niggas. We don't know nothing about music.
Damn.
Yeah, nah, he went in on me. He called me for like a half hour talking about us. It made me feel good though, because that means he listening.
Yeah.
But
Respect. Shout out to you, Tay. Yeah, but how we old though? Why is it little baby? And welcome back to another installment of Baltimore County Forever Podcast. What up, though? This is episode 182.
Sure.
That sound right?
That sounds about right.
That sound about right?
Yeah.
I feel like it is 182.
Yeah, we'll go with 182.
Fresh off a little break, we had man, a lot of everybody has something to do. Everybody has something to do. Life happens, but we're back. And where did this nigga go? It's like
The incredible disappearing Vic.
He had to pee.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was in the kitchen. I'm like, damn. All right, so there we go.
There you go.
All right, yeah. So
Hey.
you see it. We got cousin Al to the wait. All right, so you want to go first? All right, this nigga panned in like jazz hands. We got cousin Al in the motherfucking building.
What up, though?
Know the vibes. All right. So, all the views expressed on this podcast are individual views and does not reflect Baltimore County Forever Podcast brand. And with that being said, we got Dirty Tim Vic in the motherfucking building.
Yeah, you might as well throw gunshot, fatality, all that, because
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. All right, real quick. Let's not forget our guys. Poppy Huss.
shout out to Huss,
What up?
the voice of the
And-
South.
The voice of the. I like that. And our guy, Fly God Norm, Norm Regular.
Yo, shout out to Norm. He is living his best life right
Yes,
now.
sir.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm proud of Norm when you see this.
My man.
Yo, what up, though?
You know what I mean?
One fucking point.
Yo,
Yo.
I'm proud of Norm, man. He's in a good space right now.
Oh yeah, that nigga said he got hugged and felt good. You know what I mean?
Oh, when he hugged his whiz.
Yeah. So that shit felt good. You know what I mean? Like that.
Jesus Christ.
What's
Nigga
wrong?
turning into Tupac over.
Bruh, that's what it smells like. Just smell it. Just it
Smell it.
pause. Just
And yo took
Oh.
it. Yo took the smell check.
Bro, that shit smell like outside. You know how outside smell like leaves?
bro, this smells like 99 all over again.
Yo, what's up with you? Yo, you know what? Let's start with you. You have the whole get up on, and you show 'em what you brought to the show today, bro.
All right, so okay.
Hey, Stace.
So in honor of the first federally recognized Juneteenth, I decided to black it up.
Nigger it up.
Nigga
Yeah.
said blacken it up.
Right.
And Vic has now
As if
dubbed
you
me
ain't
Nigga
already-
Man.
If you ain't
Nigga
already-
man.
If you ain't already niggered enough, you know what I mean?
Nigga-fied, nigga roasted.
So I got my red, black, and green USA flag because this is my country too. Decided to go old school
This is where it all goes downhill. You know what I
and
mean?
get a 40.
I just
Sorry, Reverend Al.
Saint I.
You know what I mean?
I want to play Ready to Die now.
Now we gotta play Ice Cube.
Or Wu-Tang.
The shit started going good. I got my flag. You know what I mean? Now I
And
got
then
a 40.
y'all have seen the Hypnotic. Well, I decided to
Now where the hen dog? You gotta.
pair it up with the Hen Dog for some Incredible Hulk.
Right.
Did you pour the St. Ives in there?
Oh no.
Yo,
That's a
wild
sir.
nigga.
That's a chemical reaction.
Yo,
Hey,
nigga go,
no, that
nigga
that
go
start-
morph.
That starts your fucking, you know what I mean, Captain Planet gear. You know,
With
Captain
these
Nigga
5
gear.
elements
Captain
combined,
nigga.
Captain Nigga gear.
Iron nigga. Super
Iron
nigga.
Right.
and I got my
Oh,
red, black, and green 4s.
God.
This nigga's untouchable. You know
This
what I mean?
this nigga's a menace. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Got my,
Damn, nigga, your headset is green too.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mark, it's gotta be really proud of you, bro.
Oh, I know. See, man,
I'm not seeing man. Hey, yo, speaking of that, right? So, me and Lauren was watching the verses, Eve and Trina, right?
You wasted your time.
And yes, we did. And so there's Eve. I just want to touch on this part, but we'll get to that later on down the line in the show because I really want to talk about that.
Okay.
But Hot Boy remix, Q-Tip. So there's a part in the song that he says, nigga, yeah. He said, Mama with the deal, ain't no heat, ain't straight hotter than the heater. Something blast, pass. And then because y'all know I don't know words to songs, I say, hit for Gia. I was singing the edited version of the song. So he says, nigga, yeah.
So
but
you was like,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Nice.
Niggas know I don't know no words. Maybe later on in the show, Lauren will come on and she'll tell the story about all that happening. But happy Father's Day, fellas.
The edit nigga.
Right.
Edit nigga.
Edited nigga. Big black nigga in the edit nigga. You know what I mean? Batman and Robin. You know what I mean?
We a team, baby. We like Casey and JoJo.
Ooh, yeah. Shit, I'm about to be drunk like them too.
Yeah, you will be. Soon enough.
Nigga man in full force.
Right.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so happy Father's Day, fellas.
Bow-legged
Yeah, we're gonna kick this fucking gas.
That's you.
Oh,
You the
shit.
little nigga and shit.
But yes, happy Father's Day, everybody.
Man, Corey graduated this week.
Congratulations.
From 8th grade?
Whoa, slow down, brother.
Oh,
Fifth grade.
Hold your horses.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
You see how tall she was? That baby is not baby Corey no more.
Bro, I thought she was going to high school.
That is a grown little
drunk
lady, bro.
already.
Yeah.
No,
High
bro.
school.
Corey's tall.
She's
Corey's
almost
my
as
guy.
tall as him.
Yeah.
Nigga, how you gonna disrespect my height on this platform?
I mean,
I was trying not to
pretty
go
tall.
there.
I will kick all that shit.
Why do you always want to destroy shit? Like, it's like
Hey, give me
this
some
nigga
of
already
that
had
shit.
it. Right? Nigga already had it.
Give
Nigga
me
about
some
to
of
kick
that
a
shit.
verse.
So, all right.
But yeah, man, like,
Grown ass man.
yeah, man. Fucking graduation was outside. It was cool. The fucking, I think he was the PE teacher. They gave him the art score. This nigga started playing Spanish music. Nigga conjured up all the cicadas and shit. Fucking cicadas was fucking everywhere and shit.
Nice.
Yo, they're almost gone.
Yeah, them cicadas were ass, bro. They was like jumping on people's backs and shit.
Nice.
I kind of feel bad for the cicadas that are left because that mean they ain't getting no ass.
Man, fuck them cicadas, bro. Them cicadas, they'll be on the ground like not moving.
Yeah.
So you go walk past them, but if you like kick them, they be like, oh shit, fuck, man, this nigga blew my cover. Fuck them shits. They loud as shit too.
Cicada hater. You know what I mean?
I was trying to get some cicada pussy, but here you come fucking it up.
I was trying to rape a cicada. You know what I mean? Yo was a cicada rapist. You know what I mean? I'm gonna lay dead.
I was alive.
And then when this bitch move, I'm gonna just
And
jump
then
on
when this bitch moved, yo, what's up with you, yo?
I mean,
Yo.
Bang, and we're off.
Yo.
sorry.
The nigga said sorry. Yo, social media is a wild place. I seen somebody put up a picture of Fredro Starr, and they was like, I never know, I don't know what his name is, but we just gonna call him Evil Pharrell. I was like, yo, that kind of makes sense.
It does. You know what I mean?
Yo, Angry Pharrell and shit.
Just like they put up Bokeem Woodbine and said that was Evil Dave Chappelle.
Yo,
Right.
that's dead on.
Yeah.
That's dead on.
Straight up. You know what I mean?
Yo, somebody write that movie.
Yeah.
Especially when Dave was skinny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dave brolic as shit now. This nigga look like he do Rough Rider workout.
You know? Nigga with the bartenders and shit.
That's the one. That's the one. They be like,
Right.
yo.
Synchronize you.
Oh shit, random. Speaking of verses, somebody was like, "Can we get a verses with R. Kelly?" Somebody said he's already facing R. Kelly versus the state of Illinois.
That nigga.
Like,
State of survival.
Yeah, that boy going through it. Yeah.
oh man,
Hey, yo, fuck him.
yeah, pretty much.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, fuck, never mind. Hold up. Hold
What up?
All right, so Vic, you haven't been on in a while. So how have you been?
I'm great, thank you.
What was the
We're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm great. I've been on. Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah. So we're just gonna start with some topics. Recently I seen it was a video of Rico Love basically talking about his artist and her wanting to put out a project, and here's what he had to say.
So I had a conversation with my artist Mia, and it kind of broke my heart, man. Totally honest and transparent with you. I feel like she on the right track. Audience is growing, Spotify numbers are going up, but she feels like it's not happening fast enough for her. So she said to me that she's gonna release a sexual artistic exhibition. In other words, she wants to release a sex tape. And I'm like, why? And she feels like it's a beautiful expression and a way to get people to pay attention to me more. And it's hurtful because we've been working so hard. And I hurt for her. Not just, I feel like artists feel like they have to do so much, so many other things, instead of focusing on the gift and then focusing on the work. So she wants to release a sex tape, and I'm against that.
All right, so before we go any further in the conversation, she happened to drop an album, and it was really a tape about sex. Okay. So they were released, yeah, pretty much. So she released it today, her birthday. But I still want to dive in a conversation of why do you think artists are always being put in that position to go further than what their talents bring to the table?
Sex sells. Sex sells.
Sex sells more than time. You know what I mean? And
what do you mean?
Because she said that she's tired of waiting. You know what I mean? Everything comes into time. You know what I mean? And she's not willing to wait for her time and position. Mm-hmm. So she feels as though Kim Kardashian.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
She's a billionaire now.
I want instant gratification. You know what I mean? If I show my ass or my potential, whatever it is that I can do, that might push me to the forefront because now I am noticeable.
Right.
I am out there. Safari, all that type of shit
Cardi
that was going
B.
on. You know what I mean? It's that gets me to the front of the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then your talent comes second. You know what I mean? Now it's like you have to prove yourself after that. But you are at the front of the line because everybody wants to see, well, what else do you have in store? Are you having another sex tape? Are you going to do? What else are you willing to do? You know what I mean? So you forget your craft. You don't care about your craft. You want the instant gratification.
It's almost like selling your soul, kind of.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what it is.
You know, and he's right. But I think in this era, Kim Kardashian is the blueprint for that. Yeah. Because nobody knew who she was until that sex tape. And all of a sudden.
It was out for a minute, even still.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was
still.
Whack.
You know what I mean? It was like,
really
okay, it was, first of all, it was Ray J. It was like, all right, well, he got an exotic chick. But then it was like, it went on for a minute. And then it was like, all right, well, who's this exotic chick? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, even with Kells, when he pissed on a female, it went, and it was talked about, but then it went under the radar, and then it came back around.
Right.
And he got shot in the foot with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like everything that you put out is not always good content.
Right.
You know what I mean? It can work as Kim did, but she also had a back. She was rich from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it could have worked for her either way because she was already rich. Her family already had money.
But now she
became the spearhead of the family and the fortune. Mm-hmm. Everybody now loves the Kardashian name.
Bro, I remember when the Saints won the Super Bowl and Reggie Bush was on that team. They was interviewing her, right. And my man just won the Super Bowl. I'm like,
totally forgot about Reggie Bush. So if you're in a position, if you're in Rico Love's position, what do you tell the artist? You're the CEO of this artist record label, and they come to you with this situation. What do you do?
Well, obviously she released what she released. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much did he do? You know what I mean?
I'm saying, what would you do in that position?
I mean,
The only thing you can do is
you can only just
talk
just
to
go with
advisor.
it in support for whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like I said, you'll be kind of foolish to really drop it. You know what I mean? Because it could work for the best.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you're in a position right now to own half of it or in that position. You know what I mean?
Long way to look at
If
it.
it doesn't work, then you can just leave it by the wayside. It's just a waste of what you invested. But you have to tell them. It's almost like you talking to a younger sister. Like, don't just sell your ass.
Right. Bring something
To
more
be
to
popular. You know what I mean?
and
You don't want to be the female that slept with the whole football team to become class queen. You know what I mean? One of the, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're known for.
that's what you're known for.
Right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because people, I mean, some people will let it go, some people won't let it go. Because like we're talking about the Kardashians. We remember that sex tape. There are people who revolve their lives around their TV show and you know what they're selling and all of that. So, like you say, it could work and it couldn't work.
It took a long time for them to get to that point, though, to where commercialism accepted that.
Accepted,
You know what I mean?
overshadowed.
Because that sex tape came out, what, maybe 2012 or some shit like that? It came out.
It was before that, I think.
But it was a long time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For her and then the show to everything, you know what I mean? It took a long time for her to get to where she is at as an empire. The
Right.
Kardashian name as an empire.
Right.
You know what I mean?
To the point where shit,
Because
Kanye went
before
after
that-
her.
But
Everybody.
before then, it was just like she just was the chick that Ray J, and she's bigger than the whole family's bigger than Ray J. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to Ray J because he has things going on, but he had sex with her, and it made her popular.
Right.
And he's still selling Ray cards.
Say Ray.
or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and they got everything going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I think
it works better for females. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Sex sells better for females.
oh yeah,
You know what I
wholeheartedly.
mean? But at the same time, I wouldn't suggest anybody to take that route.
It's kind of like selling yourself short.
It's selling your soul. You know what I mean?
Tiana Taylor, was it late last year? No, it was last year, where she was talking about her album wasn't selling, or you know, so it seemed like we didn't appreciate, as fans, we didn't appreciate the music because she was retiring.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the same thing.
But
She came back and said that, I don't mean to cut you off,
No, it's
but she came back and said it was pretty much the label. She didn't, how the label pushed the record.
It was. She always said that with the
Yeah.
label that was pushing the record.
Yeah.
But then,
But who
she
doesn't know that?
But she always, even
Always
with the
going
show,
back to this.
even with the cell what it is with her husband, it's still sexual based of like a
Right.
relationship.
Mhm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like these are the things that couples
That-
want to see.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
To that factor of almost what it is. You know what I mean? So it's just
Church finger.
it's what we believe that we want. You know what I mean? We're in a marketplace that now we believe that sex is everything, and that's what people are giving now. You like to watch twerk videos, you like to watch TikTok videos, all these type of things. This must be what's out there. You know what I mean?
Sex sales. Make sure you check out the Laptop Chronicles on all available streaming platforms, and also here on the Baltimore County Forever Podcast YouTube channel.
You know it. Switching gears a little bit. T.I. announced that he's releasing one more album, and he's going to retire himself. The album's called Kill the King.
Are you gonna miss him?
I will.
I haven't liked the T.I. album since probably Paper Trail. So that's probably like about 3 albums, maybe 4 albums ago.
That's perfect.
Do you believe he's really going to retire?
Who really retires when they say that they are? If it's your fashion, if this is what birthed your creativity, and you get to a point where it's like, I want to take a break. Just say you're going to take a break. Don't say you're going to retire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you come back around, then everybody's gonna look like, here go this nigga again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially in his case of being like on the older side of artistry, of his artistry. So it's like you're retiring when people would think that you would really retire now anyway.
Now, yeah, because nobody's like, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to disrespect him and say nobody's checking for him. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you're saying you're retiring, a lot of people are not checking
for you anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's probably the reason why you are retiring.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not Jay.
We're fans.
Yeah.
Because what Jay did when it was questionable to us when Jay did it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And Jay
turned right around and came back. And
he hasn't left yet. You know what I mean?
But I remember Pharrell coining T.I. being the Jay-Z of the South.
And he possibly could.
So so with that, is T.I. the Jay-Z of the South?
He possibly could have been.
He's the most one of the most vocal. Like that run he had up until Paper Trail.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been thinking about this shit a lot. We do a lot of comparison of who is this generation's so and so. Who is the
especially on this platform.
Right.
Last episode we did actually.
And a lot of times you just gotta in my opinion, you gotta let people stand for who they are. Mm-hmm. So T.I.
I'm the first T.I.
Right. So T.I.
I'm the only T.I.
He coming out of the southern region, he was the most popular, most consistent.
He had the biggest name.
As
a solo artist
up until Paper Trail, and then he became an activist. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
I think before Jay-Z, mm-hmm. And I think that's what kind of made him and plus he dubbed himself King of the South.
He did it. Right?
Is he really the King of the South?
If you dub yourself, I mean, Jay he dubbed himself the King of New York.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so many people have done it.
But him saying he's the King of New York, it kind of people kind of go through Hove now. Like it's dreams to meet Hove or have that conversation with Hove. But does T.I. get the same from Southern artists?
We would have to ask the Southern artists because if you look at David Banner, you look at David Banner and his activism in political standpoints, he took himself away from hip hop to put himself into that chamber.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We still have Killer Mike out there.
Yeah.
And Killer Mike also.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's good to have both.
But
so good.
But when you look at Killer Mike, you would have to be a true fan of Killer Mike.
There you go.
To know him as an activist and an artist. You know what I mean?
With side note, I mean cut you off. And that's what I've been thinking about. And with Tay calling us old, mm-hmm. It's like you have artists like Killer Mike and T.I. who are older, and we're fans of them because we're older. We've been listening to them longer. But like you say, you have to be fans of their music. No disrespect to any of the younger artists, any of the fans of the younger artists, anything like that. But I appreciate Killer Mike for, my man getting up there saying Reagan is, I'm glad Reagan's dead, for the shit that he talks about and things like that, because it's pertinent to me, mm-hmm. and what I listen to and what I'm about. And the same thing with T.I., any older artists, Jay-Z. It's almost like you have to appreciate the older generation.
And that's a great standpoint, because even when we talk about stuff like this, if I say something about Chuck D, this is somebody from, even
right.
from the era from what it is.
Right.
And he was taking a stance. You know what I mean? But these are artists that's older than you guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's the same political stance. It's like I have to draw a line now,
right,
where my artistry got me somewhere to where a point where I can make a placement to speak on a bigger level about what I believe in.
And
you know what I mean?
And Chuck D didn't say I'm retiring. Chuck D just kind of let it be. If he pops up, I think Jay-Z does it best. He came, all right, he said he was retiring, he didn't retire. He loved the artistry that much, he came back. All right, cool. If he put out an album, it may sell. 444 sold a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people listen to it. But now he'll put a verse here or there.
And now his verses are more consciously driven.
And all right, I'm glad you said that, right? Both of y'all had a really good point. You said Chuck D kind of just like let it be. Had Nip what?
40-0.
Oh shit, he cracked that bitch open. But
This conversation's about to go south.
oh man,
yeah. Ooh, wow.
Shout out to the 90s. Shout out to Doughboy Boys in the Hood. That was first hood movie.
Here goes your intelligence. But go ahead. That shit is out the window.
42-year-old me does not like
oh
that.
shit.
I am not 20 again.
But so you were saying Chuck D kind of just like let it be. Now I have to pose this question, right? 444 came out. Hove did the whole tour. He did, he did City to City. He had the album out. Nip passes. If Nip did not pass, do you think Hove would have just eased himself out? Pause. He just like rolled off into the sunset.
No.
And not did, or did versus, or did it like, like kind of like rolled off into the sunset.
I don't believe so.
I don't think Nip's.
I only asked that because you then mentioned his verses are more conscious.
They are, right?
And I feel like a lot of this, and I was thinking about this earlier, I feel like there was a shift in his career, and I felt like he was kind of like, not so much as over, but I really accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish in the sense of me being an artist. I'd have put out the album with Beyonce. I'd have put out all my albums. I then gave you a personal album, which I've never done before. So it's kind of like, I don't really have to give y'all anything else. Nip passes. So then it's like eye-opening of someone that I see that was pretty much like me, coming from the cloth of where I came from, the Rockefeller era and stuff like that. So now I see that they take that away from us. So now it's like, damn, I got to jump right back in the game because you get what I'm saying?
But how much has he?
No disrespect to anything that Jay does. Jay is a perfect opportunist for times that arouse. You know what I mean? It's a perfect opportunity for times that arouse.
I think Khaled.
That's something totally different.
Yeah,
that's something totally different.
Okay, I see.
But,
okay, keep going. My bad. Keep going.
For the aspect of what, even with the passing of Big, it was, now I'm the king of New York. I'm doing everything in a big way. You know what I mean? He said that he took verses from Big to pay homage and as a tribute. And there's no disrespect. I'm a Jay fan. But at the same time, Nip was Nip before then. Jay was Jay before then. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was nothing that made him coincide the two pathways. You know what I mean?
Right.
He never was that political for a long time. Jay has always rapped to a certain standard as hustle rap. You know what I mean? When he started to change, everybody was like, "Oh, he's on Nas level now." You know what I mean? It was a whole discussion of he's getting to a point where it's like he's rhyming on a Nas level. You know what I mean? It took him this many years to start being political. I know what you're saying, but why do you think that it took him that long to beat around the mulberry bush to now he's the standpoint, the super political nigga on everything?
I don't think Nas do it now.
He should.
Maybe it's. I mean, at that point, if he's taking it in context of you saying that he's the what'd you say? He's an opportunist.
Jay.
Yeah. So if Nas not doing it right now, it gives me a in the vein of what you're saying he is.
Right.
So it kind of gives him the opportunity to do it.
So I'm spring backing off of what you said about Nip. Like, Nip had his own thing going in his own community. Jay was in a standpoint that could have done that within itself.
But I think it's like, I'm sorry, but I think it's more like how they got closer and he's seen so much of him self through Nip. In Nip. Right. So then it's like I that's just me. I do feel like at some point that contribute to how hard he was going on different verses. You were getting a lot of whole verses pretty much like out of nowhere. We got the whole Jay Electronica album. We got all these guest verses from him, and we seen him a lot more than recent times.
Right.
And maybe he felt like, you know what, like you said, my man is gone. I have to fill that gap.
Yes.
And maybe, unfortunately, Nipsey getting murdered was
So let me ask
battery.
Let me ask you a question on that. Now let's play. If it never happened to Nip, do you believe that Jay will be in the standpoint of where he is? Because with Nip, if life never happened to Nip the way that he was, and he was making a change in the community, do you believe that Jay would have followed suit the same way?
I think he was doing that before.
He was, but I think he would have helped him. They would have partnered up a lot more, and I honestly feel like we probably would have got Hov executive producing a Nipsey Hussle album.
How did we lose Kendrick Lamar in the mixed in?
What do you mean?
Kendrick was at one point he was out there pushing a lot.
But they coincide. You could still.
But Kendrick is not as vocal as he used to be. Kendrick has not been vocal.
Are you talking about as far as like?
I've heard people. I think Top Dog said it, that Kendrick puts out an album when he feels it. He doesn't like the limelight.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's more a case of him saying, you know what?
He's an Eminem type of.
It's just not time. It's just not the time for the music.
Yeah, I'm not going
for my music.
Is he Eminem type though?
What do you mean by that?
Eminem can go a long time without. You know what I mean?
Like, he has core fans. Yes, hardcore fans.
No, but I'm saying like writing a verse or a rhyme, it can go months. You know what I mean? Like I can start today and I'm not finished until December.
So now now we going back to like core fans. Talking about T.I. If T.I. we talked about it with Lloyd Banks months ago.
Shout out to Lloyd Banks.
Shout out to Lloyd Banks. If Banks, like you said, if Banks, he put out an album and he got on Twitter and was like, nobody's checking for his album. I'm checking for it. I'm a Banks fan. I'm a Kendrick fan. I'm a J. Cole fan. J. Cole didn't put out. He put out an album this year and everybody went nuts for 5 minutes. And we may not hear from him again for another 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just the shift in how music is put out. And
are the fans to blame?
It's finicky.
Yeah.
Fans
so
are
the fans are to blame for that.
But fans are always been to Spanky over here.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, fans are always that way, but you know what I mean? For the push that everybody's doing, and you know what I mean, if like getting back on the subject with T.I., if he's gonna,
I forgot what we were talking
about. If he's gonna retire, you know what I mean? I mean, whatever his next venture is, salute him on that. You know what I mean? If he comes back around to do another album, well, I'm not looking that he's not going to do another album.
Right.
I just think like he's tired of rap right now.
I just feel like when these niggas retire, it's cool, but they don't jump into the CEO saddle, and they should. It's like, bro, you retired, so build up the record label.
He did
but
that.
It's hard because at one point they was trying to do that when they were artists,
when they were Grand Hustle and
I mean, but you still throughout, but even throughout all of that, you still have the label. So now you're not putting out music. So now you have the time to put that into your artist versus you going into the studio
and recording.
Now the time is not split. It's only on that artist.
Now, are we talking about strictly music, or are we talking about the culture? Because he is.
I'm talking about music. I'm talking about music and building your brand.
And then, now that's two different things.
Right. Why?
Yeah, that's two different things.
Okay, building the record label.
Okay, right. Okay, so
because I would assume that the music is not. I assume you still have that love for music.
Now, what about the trap museum? He's building that up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
well, anything. I'm just talking about the focus of like you're retiring, so the focus isn't putting out music anymore, but focus on your other ventures. I'm not going to say just record label, but your other ventures
for the culture.
And don't worry about doing music. Don't come back. Like I'm not.
See, but in your heart, you're an artist.
Mm-hmm.
That hip hop got you into that.
Right.
Your artistry.
Okay, I'm listening.
Your business ventures did not get you into hip hop. Artistry got you there. So even if you're pushing the label, or if you're pushing anything that you're doing, you're still going to want to illustrate your art, because you're going to see, no matter how hard you push. I look at it like Leo Cohen he could not be an artist. You know what I mean? Russell Simmons could not be an artist like that, because you have a better placement with being outside of it, pushing people, than if you're a creative in the same way, because you're going to feel like, well, damn, if you better than me sounding, I got to go, because I can't let you be top.
And this is why I like
of what it is in hip hop.
And this is why I like Jay-Z and Nas. I'm using these two for an example, not the standard, but I like Jay-Z because he may put out an album, cool, but he'll hop on some verses, and he'll, like we talked about, if I'm an up and coming artist and I have a chance to get a verse from Jay-Z, cool, I'm gonna take that opportunity.
Dinner with Hove.
Just like the sex tape
Taking a
shit.
dinner with Hove.
I'm gonna jump on that opportunity to push myself forward. Just like Nas and Mass Appeal. He'll put out an album, all right, cool, but if he's pushing Dave East forward, he's going to do that.
Nas is a different artist.
But see, here's my thing about that.
Nas is an artist.
But
where I look at, he's an artist. Where it's like, he started where everybody was coming to him. He knows. It wasn't like you can see with the lackluster of production at the time, he really didn't care about the artistry. He was worried about putting his people on. If it was trash beats that was making him lackluster, he was giving everybody else a chance.
Ooh,
he could have went with greater production. You see what I'm saying? He had the game in the palm of his hand. He could have always had great production. He chose to step back to give other people a chance. That's why I look at him as being an artist.
But see, like, all right, I gotta go back to when you were talking about you always be an artist. But how did we get to, all right, so let's think about this. How did we get to the point that now I as an artist I'm retiring? You don't, 9 times out of 10, it's like you either don't feel the love or you don't have the love for it anymore. Right? So what do you do if you retire, then you come back and you still don't have that same love? How many times are you going to do that? How many times are you going to keep on coming back until it's like, bro, all right.
It's like people saying, I'm leaving Facebook. But fucking leave.
But this is what it is, because you can say that you're retiring from the masses, but you're going to keep creating keep creating work for a small
your core fans.
Coffee shop, you know what I mean, concerts. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you're not worried about selling arenas no more.
Right.
You're just doing small gatherings.
You getting the Instagram, you like, hey,
that's cool.
Like Eric Sermon.
But I'm talking about releasing new music.
But you have to release.
Do you have to?
No.
I'm saying.
Nas been performing Illmatic for years.
But I'm saying, if he released something for a core fan, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to put it on.
But does he have to? That's my question.
No, he doesn't have to.
No, I'm just talking about in general. Like, if I retire and come back, like T.I., does he have to release new music?
But how many artists?
He's not locked in like that.
So we talking. I give you.
T.I.'s not locked in like that.
I give you perfect. I don't believe example.
Hold on.
I don't believe T.I.'s locked in like. Even though he has a staple on the South for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that it's as global as Nas.
Okay.
Where does T.I. rank in Southern hip hop artists to you? Like, give me an artist that he comes before and then comes after.
Big Boy.
He comes before Big Boy?
No, he comes after Big Boy.
After Big Boy.
He comes after Big Boy, but
before Young Thug.
Good analogy. Good comparison.
Okay, say that again now.
He comes after Big Boy.
Comes after Big Boy.
And Outkast.
So it's Big Boy, T.I., then Young Thug?
Yep.
Or maybe 2 Chainz.
Nah. I mean, we still got Ludacris. We still got.
Does he come before Ludacris?
We still got Rick Ross.
Does T.I. come before Ludacris?
No, T.I.'s before. T.I.'s
Yeah, he came out after Ludacris.
No.
You talking about
saying ranking? Does T.I. come before Ludacris?
Are you asking me fact or opinion?
Standpoint.
Now you asking me my opinion.
Standpoint.
I
Right.
mean, how can we
That's
justify
that's
it
all
being
it
a
is
fact?
an opinion.
Because I will. If I sat here and said
That's
that
all
I
it
think
is
that
an
I think
opinion.
Ludacris is a better rapper than T.I., I'm sure somebody is gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, fuck that nigga! That nigga."
But
don't
how
know
are you
music."
supporting this?
I'm talking my opinion.
I'm telling you, I'm asking your opinion, but how are you supporting your opinion?
Production, lyrics, artistry, Ludacris as an actor,
As a brand.
Mm-hmm. And then 2 Chainz. We got 2 Chainz from DTP. So I that's my opinion. I think Ludacris is a better artist than T.I.
Wow.
Even Ludacris put out an album, Ludaverse. Did anybody listen to it?
Nah.
And
And I
that was
think that was executive produced by 2 Chainz, if I'm correct.
It was a double. It was a double album.
Damn, it was?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
But he put it out, and it was just kind of like, all right, I'm doing this, and that's
Double album.
the hand is kicking in.
No, that shit.
Oh
was
shit,
a
I dropped the
double
bar.
album.
But that's fuck. I just lost my train of thought.
This nigga Luda put out a double album and nobody cared.
Nobody
That's crazy.
cared. Nobody heard it. This nigga just
Fixing
so,
himself.
but it's like we have to. That's part of that comparison of
This nigga giggling like a child.
are we comparing? Who are we comparing? I mean, we're talking about the South. Are we talking about David Banner? We talking about Plies had a run. You talking about Scarface? You talking about the Houston rappers, Paul Wall?
But this is what I'm saying. So like for me, Face is way higher. You know what I mean? And Face is on a South Rushmore. You know what I mean? Like
You mean a Mount Rushmore?
of the South. You know what I mean?
South Rushmore. Hey,
I like that.
So
I like that. I was like, my bad. I tried to play him.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
I was
that.
like, that shit was.
So you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna put too many people above
Right. But
Face.
I'm
You
just
know what I mean?
I'm just saying in general.
he has the face on it.
one of the
You know
things
what I mean? He made his mark.
one of the things we have to stop doing, and it annoys the shit out of me. We're guilty of it. Almost everybody is guilty of it. Everybody in the culture is guilty of it. Who's your top 5? Who's in your top 5?
But it's preference. So it's not a
Right.
bad thing
Everybody
because
has an
and that's the
opinion.
thing when it comes to these top 5, top 10s and shit like that. Niggas
opinionated.
Niggas
Right.
don't
Everybody.
Niggas don't utilize their preference. They go by. It's like always
It's
like
popularity.
don't lie.
It's popularity.
It's numbers don't lie.
Tupac, Biggie,
Right.
Tupac and Biggie. They gotta be. They don't have to be in your top 5. I said this shit millions of times. Like,
Right.
it's a preference. I'm not listening to Biggie and Tupac every day. I am listening to Jay-Z every day.
Right.
Like, I am listening to, at this point, Makami every day. Like, I'm listening to
and I'll listen to
people
Ludacris
like
before
that.
T.I.
But I understand why. You
Right.
supported it.
Right.
Personally, it's the other way around for me.
There you go.
But that's opinion. I
Yeah.
can't. I look at T.I.'s career as being more successful to someone that doesn't care about Billboard chart, appealing to white people,
Okay.
to the broader audience.
That's David Banner too.
Yeah. David Banner has had a very successful career,
But hold
to
on.
the mainstream, his run wasn't that long.
But
Right.
but for me, when I look at it, Ludacris found a way to cross over into a way that T.I. did cross over. Ludacris was more friendly on a crossover tip.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was more acceptable into white households. You know what I mean? On a level.
Plus, he
you see what I'm
told Bill
saying?
O'Reilly to go fuck himself. Fuck Bill
So
O'Reilly.
Blow
it's
it
not
out
the-
your
it's not-
ass.
It's not the fact that T.I. wasn't accepted over in a crossover marketplace. Ludacris did records.
He just did a better job.
Stand up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
made, in the videos, they were more, you know what I mean, kid friendly, like looking. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And things
Yeah.
of that nature. So it was
Hold up, time out. I don't mean to cut you off. We need to do an episode on videos.
We can do that.
Yeah, that would be because Ludacris's video, him, Redman,
Yeah.
bruh,
Him
and Busta
Quincy.
Rhymes,
Busta.
bruh.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
okay, so my bad.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like when you cross over into a marketplace where it's friendly for white kids. You know what I mean? And you are this artist where he has records that are, you know what I mean, that can fuck the club up for whatever per se. You know what I mean? But he makes, you know what I mean, like what's the shit that he did with Quincy Jones? The
The Austin
You know what I mean?
Powers beat.
Oh yeah,
So,
number
you know
one
what I mean?
spot.
Yep.
Right. So it's you're getting crossed over into a market like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not subcast into a certain position. You know what I mean? Like even with T.I. going into movies, he's subcast into certain positions. You know what I mean? He carries that slang into the movies.
And it definitely
You know
helped
what I mean?
Ludacris that he was in the Fast and Furious
Yeah.
franchise.
You're in a franchise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? that takes you to a different place.
It's a whole different
You know what I mean?
level.
Right.
Definitely facts.
Oh, okay, but yeah, shout out to T.I.
I mean, shout out to, and this is
Shout out to
what
the South.
shout out to rappers in general because, like I said, we all have opinions.
right.
No matter what, my top 5, my top 10 is not going to be you all's because I grew up in a different time,
Right.
different region, different anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
what I like is what I like. It's my preference. Like you said, we should not be always
This nigga listen to
right. We should not be so confrontational about what it is.
This nigga eating beans.
right. You see what I'm saying?
and that's why I love it.
And that's what hip hop is. Because no matter what, we always confrontational.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nigga, nah, hell no. We talking about Big and Pac. These niggas been dead for 20 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And no disrespect because they were great lyricists.
At
But
that time.
it's almost a disrespect to anybody that's still rhyming.
Right.
Because y'all niggas is not as great as these two niggas and they've been dead for 20 years.
For 20 years,
What
exactly.
are y'all doing out here?
Exactly.
Stop rhyming. You know what I mean? What are y'all doing? You know?
And that's how we wrap up the show. Any shout outs?
Stop rhyming. That's the title.
Hey, I'm just glad to be here. Thank you.
You did a good job. You did a good job, man.
Not too drunk.
Yeah, no, this is sober, yo.
I don't like it.
SV.
I don't
Not
like
for
it.
long.
I don't like it, buddy. You know what I mean?
It's, what's it? STV? Sober Tim Vic.
Sober Tim Vic.
Hey,
You know
yo.
what I mean? Sobriety check for me.
Wait.
This nigga's This nigga's a diabolical.
Yeah, shout out to Biz. Yeah. Shout out to Biz.
Yo, you got to tag him in out for this one.
Facts. Any shout outs?
Oh my God. Yo, shout out to everybody who's listening to the Laptop Chronicles, man. We coming out with a new episode soon. He didn't use this yet.
Might have it really soon. Hey,
Yo, shout out to my guy Norm, man. I'm really happy for you. Really, really proud of you, man. You're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to Hus, man, because he keeps us on our motherfucking toes.
Yeah,
What up,
PR Hus.
You know, he don't let shit go by. I guarantee you next week
That nigga be
nigga's
like,
taking Yo, he taking notes. He's coming
Fine-tuning.
back like at the 7-minute 36-second mark. You said this, and I respectfully disagree.
As soon
Here's
as you
why.
bring up Young Thug, boy, it's a rap.
There's a rap. Yeah, shout out to Hus.
He
Not
brought
me.
it up.
Right, right.
Yeah,
I'm
my
clean
bad.
this
You know
week,
what?
you know what I mean?
Bring it, Hus.
I'm
Bring
clean
it.
this week. That was super nigga. You know what I mean?
I got my flag. I'm ready.
Right.
Da-da-da.
You know what I mean?
But
Shout it out to Ku Klux Klan. I'm sorry.
ooh, sir. No.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, that's all my. Think of buck dancing over here.
Hell no.
You want some grits?
That's the Congo.
Yeah. It's National Geographic.
That's your theme song.
Oh,
we are so
man.
getting
Yo, I'm
fired.
sorry.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Hus. Pod Poppy Hush. Shout out to Big Sis Stacy. Shout out to Norm Regular. Shout out to It's Predestined the Podcast. They have a major announcement coming down the pipeline sometime soon. Shout out to Jabrosa's Juice. Shout out to Liz. Check out Liz playlist on Spotify. And shout out to my guy Bang Bang Tarzan. It's actually my cousin up in Boston. He has a record called Pack, and here it is.
Down in the gutter, we had to suffer. Scraping up supper, we had the mustard. Spot never yellow, black never mustard. Red low yellow, swallow my custard. Beef for some dusties, we had to dust them. They know what's on site, know where we come from. See where this patient still gonna rush them. Heading is awful, we gotta rush them. I had to hop on propellers of gustin'. Broke helicopters, these choppers are bustin'. Red no discussion, why did you trust them? Fucking with 12, I told you a dozen. Times I was broke, knew I was dope. Hard to have hope, depression approach. Emotional flowers, new feelings arose. Feeling this close, she feel it the most. They feeling the bros. She feeling the troops, they loving the vibes. We leave it with hope. Jump in the whip, it's just like a job when she see the post. Don't mean to scare you, sorry my darling, that's how I roll. Hop off the pins, my money extends, but so is my clip, cause money is hoes. Money spending, money flipping, bummy tripping on my bullshit. Calm down, try to make a living, make me bullshit. Man down, try me so I killed them on that true shit. Staying drowned, hockey, I'm a menace, pull that mission. Spin your block, come back round like a boomerang. 100 shots we sending off, we at your gate. On double O, don't fuck around with that trooper gang. I look that kid in the eye. I put that kid in the sky. I look that kid in the eye. I put that kid in the sky. I put that kid in the pack. I heard some niggas want that in a 30 round hit from the end of my gun. I heard some niggas want steady, no, I put a 50 round drum in his clutch. None of my niggas want steady, they don't want 100 rounds fucking them up. Coroners picking them up. Ashes of caskets a must. Money been stacking, the dashes are digital. I ran it up with some criminals, I brought the law, no cops that will benefit. Still get that dog for working that benefit. Looking like something and they looking pitiful. Had the licks of and they look like envelope. My niggas with nothing unless it is cynical. Make sure our outcome for you is not livable. I see the hate, I see the envy, the greed in their eyes. Know how they tick, a fling in the skies. Bitch, I'm a dog, you see what I'm like. I need a big bag, I got them big mad. Trying this click clack, pushing your shit back. Money binging, money spending, money flipping, bummy tripping on my bullshit. Calm down, try to make a living, make it bullshit. Man down, try me so I killed them on that true shit. Staying drowned, hockey, I'm a menace, pull that mission. Spin your block, come back round like a boomerang. 100 shots we sending off, we at your gate. On double O, don't fuck around with that triple gang. I look that kid in the eye. I put that kid in the sky. I look that kid in the eye. I put that kid in the sky. I put that kid in the pack.